Welcome to another episode of our leadership video series, where we interview leaders who are shaping the future of work through empathy, innovation, and action. Today, we're joined by Josette Keesling, Director of Human Resources at Harmony Healthcare IT. With over 18 years of experience in HR, she shares unique lens to leadership and organizational development. Let's dive into her journey and the insights she's gained along the way. In your view, what role does HR play in shaping a company's reputation, both internally for employees and externally as a brand?
So I think HR plays a really key role in shaping that from the moment you put your job posting out there with your job description, that application process starts, that first interaction that you have really with that employee starts to shape the culture of the organization for that particular candidate. And then that just carries on through onboarding, through their experience as an employee, while they're there, moving through the ranks, just kind of working their things and going through the training and all of those types of things. And that helps really show the brand. So if you have that really good experience from the application process all the way through the full employee experience, then it really says, oh yeah, I work at Harmony Healthcare IT and this is all the great things. And so it kind of puts the brand, it puts the name out there, it puts the employee experience out there, it puts the culture out there.
You've worked across healthcare, education, and manufacturing. How do you adjust your approach to HR strategy based on the industry you're supporting?
To be honest, it really deals with the people. So you have to look at the people. What people are you servicing? So the people that you're servicing in the manufacturing facility industry is completely different than those that are in education and completely different than those that are in the healthcare system. And currently what we do is the healthcare data management versus like your nurses and your doctors, but every single industry has a niche of employees and the personalities of those employees, and you have to really focus on their needs, not necessarily like a one shoe fits everybody. Every single person is different, every size is different, every shape is different. Even within the same industry, manufacturing, you've got a wide range of cultural backgrounds, and you have that throughout every industry. So it's definitely not a one size fits all. You really have to get in there and know your employees and know what they desire and know what's going to be best and work best for those particular individuals.
The most recent company you work for has received multiple Best Places to Work awards during your time there. What does that kind of recognition mean to you personally, and what part of that culture are you most proud of?
For me personally, outside of like the working piece of it, it shows me I'm doing something right. So not only am I doing something right with the employees and the team, but I'm doing something right with the managers, with the leadership, with helping them navigate what culture is. Now, culture doesn't come just from HR. Culture comes from everybody, top down, bottom up, right? Everybody's responsible for culture in an organization. And it shows me that I'm doing the right things across the board. Not that I'm a team of one. It's all of us at the organization making that happen. But from an HR standpoint, it kind of geeks you out a little bit. We're like, yeah, we did it. And so that's kind of my take on that. But very humble, but proud at the same time to have won those awards year over year.
You've successfully led HR through an acquisition and private equity transition. What advice would you give other HR leaders navigating major organizational change?
Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, even if they're tough questions or you think they're not important or that they maybe don't matter. Make checklist, be organized. All of those things are super, super important, just because there's so many pieces when you're moving through those mergers and acquisitions and PE transactions, all of those things, that things can drop through the cracks. And something's always going to drop through the cracks. You're not going to think of absolutely everything. And then also just seek out guidance from people that have gone through those processes before and maybe try to seek to understand what their wins were and what their learning opportunities were and incorporate that into your own process, as well as do a check-in afterwards with your own team and say, okay, what went well? What do we need to improve on the next time? So that we're always one step ahead of where we were before to make things go even smoother.
You've led HR teams as both a team of one and in more collaborative settings. What did those experiences teach you about your own leadership style?
you absolutely have to adapt to the individual. So each person on your team is absolutely different. How they want to learn is different. How they want to be managed is different. So it's not how I want to manage, it's how they want to be managed. And I think that is super important. And it's the pieces of their personality. Some want recognition, some don't want recognition. Some, recognition makes them uncomfortable, but others really need that constant, consistent feedback. And so, again, it's just being aware as a leader of what the team specifically needs as individuals, but then a collaborative team together and just figuring out who has the strong points and what, and saying, okay, you are really good at the details. Let's give you the details. You can organize, you can plan, you can do all of those things really, really well. And maybe somebody over here is better at the execution. And so you have one planning and then you have the other executing the plan. And so you just really have to put people in the right seats to make sure that everything is moving and flowing efficiently.